Have you ever wondered why the LUT that you've just downloaded looks crushed, oversaturated, or just completely unusable? It's not because you downloaded the bad LUT. Most people are using LUTs wrong. It's not just something you can drag and drop on, hoping that it will make your footage look better. It's a mathematical formula that's designed for a specific colour space, and if your node tree is set up wrong, then the LUT's just going to fail. In this video, I'm going to explain what a LUT actually is and go through the correct workflow to get the most out of your LUT. So what is a LUT? A LUT stands for lookup table. A LUT doesn't just fix your footage, it doesn't correct the white balance or the exposure, it's the last thing that's applied to your grade. Another way of thinking of a LUT is, I hate to use the term, but it's basically a filter. One important thing to note is that each LUT is designed for a specific colour space and gamma, so you need to make sure that your LUT is designed specifically for your footage. So what I've done is I've created a project and I'm going to go into project settings, then go to colour management, and I'm going to make sure that colour science is set to Davinci RGB. Timeline colour space is also going to be Rec 709 scene. These settings are best to use for Windows. Mac would be slightly different settings for the Rec 709. I think it would be Gamma 2.4, but for me on Windows, these are my settings. So I'm going to make a really simple power grade using just 3 nodes. So I'm going to add 3 nodes. I'm going to name the first one exposure, the second one white balance, and the third one LUT. So this first tutorial is going to be for how to use a LUT that's designed specifically for your footage. This is the most simple power grade out of the power grades that I'm going to show you in this video. So I'm going to go straight to my LUT node and right click, go to LUTs, and then I'm going to add my LUT. And I'm going to use my LUT, which is designed specifically for F-Log2 and F-Log2C. I've linked this in the description if you want to follow with this video. So straight away that's changed up the colours a lot. You can see the before and after. It's made a huge difference. All that I want to do now is adjust the exposure and white balance, and I'm going to go into the log tab, and you can see it is looking a little bit bright, so I'm going to bring that down a little bit with bring the shadows down, and I can see over here that they're hitting the right spot. Midtones also, and the highlights is looking pretty good. I'm also going to add a slight bit of contrast, just the tiniest amount, and a bit of saturation. And then finally would be white balance. I'm quite happy with how the white balance is looking, but obviously I would click on the white balance node, then go to temperature, and then I'd adjust the white balance, which yeah, is perfect as it is. But that's a really simple power grade using a LUT, like I say, that's designed specifically for your footage's input colour space and input gamma. What if your LUT is designed for a specific colour space and gamma that your footage isn't? Well, you can still grade using this LUT. There's just an extra step that you've got to take when colour grading, and I'm going to show you that now. So I have some footage that I shot on a Sony FX3, but I want to use my custom LUT, which is designed for F-Log2 and F-Log2C. So what would I do? So I'd have the exact same nodes as last time, but I would also add just before the LUT another node, and I would call this one CST, which stands for Color Space Transform, because I'm going to go into effects and search for the Color Space Transform effect and then drag and drop this onto the CST node. So what this is for is to convert the color space from the footage's colour space into the colour space that the LUT is expecting. So since I shot on a Sony FX3, I'm going to set my input colour space to Sony S-Gamma3. The input gamma is going to be set to Sony S-Log3, and then the output colour space is going to be Fujifilm F-Gamma-C, and the output gamma is going to be F-Log2. Now the LUT is working as expected. You can use this method to convert the colour space and gamma of any footage. So that is what a LUT is and how to use one. If you have any questions, of course, leave them below. I have got my LUT linked in the description for you to download if you want to have a go at downloading it and working with the LUT that I used in this video. It's designed for Fuji, but you can also use it on footage from other cameras using the Color Space Transform method that I showed you in this video. Apart from that, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.